Yeah, I think Zach gave us a little spark there. Ran the ball hard, ran it downhill, got a few extra yards. Sometimes I looked up and he was getting contacted maybe 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, and the pile was moving 5 or 6 more yards. Obviously, our guys up front are working hard to move that with him. But Zach ran hard. Zach found the right hole, found the right spot. Had a really productive drive or two for us and helped us get in the end zone there. So, Zach's always been ready. Zach's always mentally prepared. Takes care of his body, takes care of weekly game plan stuff he's got to go through and learn. We look forward to Zach contributing to us the rest of the year. Hopefully, going out there and helping us win games.
What he did's not easy to go in the cold at the end of the game, in terms of like offensive snaps and to carry the ball as well as he did. What is it about him that he's able to just step in like that?
Yeah, I would say Zach Zenner's a really unique individual. Mentally, psychologically, guys as smart as they come, as prepared as they come, works as hard as anybody I've ever been around. Takes notes in the building, does things the right way. Like I said, takes care of his body a lot of times behind closed doors, doing all the recovery things that guys do to keep their body ready. So, he's been around here a while. He knows what we're doing. He knows what he's doing. Glad to see him sort of take advantage of his opportunity. That was one thing we tried to talk about last week as an offense, sort of, some different guys getting some different opportunities this week. Who's going to take advantage of them? I would say Zach really did a nice job of, hey, Zenner, go in there and get a few carries and see what you can do with them, and they turned out to be pretty good for us and pretty big for us. So we're looking for more of that around the offense.
Optimistic about working with the pieces that you have and next man up, but it seems like it's been tough sledding for the intermediate and deep passing games these last couple weeks. Just wondering how difficult with the moving pieces that you have there has it been, designing and creating route concepts that can get those guys the separation they need to the offense to be a little bit more vertical.
Yeah, every week's a little bit different. I am enjoying working with the guys we got right now. It's fun drawing up plays for those guys and trying to maneuver guys around a little bit, get guys open, work together with those guys to sort of play to their strengths, and that's how the NFL works, right? Every week there's a different guy up or down, maybe an injury here or there. Different guys get their number called and get an opportunity to go out there and make plays, be it as a receiver, as a blocker, as whatever. I enjoy getting to, go through that process with these guys, really, work to put them in position to make plays. It hadn't always been perfect. It's not always going to be perfect on my end or anybody's end. But we're going to keep pushing really hard to do that at a higher level so that we have more success and are able to help our team win a little bit better. Last I checked, we got, I think, 2 out of 3 outdoors coming up. A couple places not known to be really balmy this time of year. So, like we say, Dave, it's not a competition. We're just one day at a time trying to get a little better.
Every week's different, right?
It's practical. It's functional. We've been known to be outside a little bit, so we're gonna work to make that process as good as possible.
With all the injuries you guys had last weekend, you had some players in unusual positions. Joe Dow, I'm just curious your thoughts on 305-pound fullback.
Yeah, Joe Dahl's another guy. He's been around here a few years. He knows the offense inside and out, and it's really good to see him have those opportunities. The guy steps in and plays some fullback. Every now and then he's playing, obviously he's an offensive lineman by trade. He can play a lot of spots in there. He can jump out and play different roles all over the field. So Joe's a really intelligent guy, another guy that works really hard, does things the right way, and his number got called in the game. And really, we were making adjustments on the sideline. He was adjusting right there with us, and to have a guy that can do that is really beneficial for your offense and your team. May not be super noticeable to the fan at home, but just maybe there were a few plays on the call sheet that we may not have been able to get to last week if it weren't for having Joe Dahl, and he's a guy that could, sort of take a note on the sideline, go out there 5 minutes later and execute that role. And he does that well. He prepares well, and we're glad to have him. We're going to keep him coming as much as we can, wherever we can.
I was just going to follow up. I'm sure there's some things that you can't do in your offense now that you could like 2 months ago, right, when you had Golden and Marvin and Carrion and everything. But but are there some things like that maybe that you're using with Dahl that you're doing now that you wouldn't have done before too, like that balance that you have to sort of creatively find different ways to get things done, I guess, based on the personnel?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we should be doing. I think, we have our list of our, I'm going to call them skill players, but we're talking about offensive linemen. We're talking about different guys at different spots. At different times this year we've had a defensive player or whatever over there. So we're talking about a group of guys that sort of plays, those 5 roles on game day. I think it's important for us to adjust to who we have now. Different times in our history we've played a lot more receivers, or we've had a lot more maybe spread out looking formations than we have now. But I think the job for me and the job for our offensive staff is to take a look at the board, see who's up and healthy and who's ready to go, and put a game plan together with those guys that gives us the best chance to win the game. It may not always be a ton of points and a ton of yards. We'd love to move the ball every drive and score points every drive, but we're going to find a way to win that game. That's the goal of our staff. That's the goal of our offense. How can we work together with our defense, with our special teams, to get the win, to walk out of there with the win? If it's pretty, if it's ugly, we'll take the win. They all count the same.
How tough is that on you, just because, I'm sure you have this grand vision of what you want your offense to always look like, to have to move those square pegs around?
Yeah, I think in the off season, we have a lot of philosophical talks about what kind of offense we want to be to help our team win, what kind of this, what kind of that. But once you get to this point in the season, you better just adjust. You better just play the best guys and rotate the guys as needed, and maybe make sure certain guys are getting a certain amount of reps and sort of keep an eye on that whole thing. I mean, once you get to this point in the year, it's not about philosophy, it's about reality. It's about going out there and trying to win the game with the guys we have. And our guys are out there fighting really, really hard to get that done. Our coaches are fighting really hard, on days like today, to put really good plays on the call sheet that give our guys a chance to maybe just make a first down, maybe just move the ball one extra time, maybe turn a 1st and 10 into a 2nd and 4. Just good football plays. Those are things that our coaches are looking to do. Those are things that our players are looking to do. And at this point in the year, that's what we do. That's the job. So
that philosophy, that reality, like how do your philosophy that you have versus what reality is now?
I think every team in the league undergoes a lot of change during the season. So the ultimate philosophy is adapting and adjusting to win our game 1 week at a time. So it's week, I guess I'll call it week 14. It's our 14th game coming up. I think it's week 15 if you have a schedule printed out at home. But it's the week that it is. We got the roster that we got. Let's go draw up a winning game plan. Let's go find a way to help our team win, whatever manner that looks like. Run, pass, drop back, play action. Spread them out, bunch them in, 1 back, 2 back. All that stuff. That's the job. You better not live in the philosophical academic world. We better go live in reality right now and sort of find a way to win a game. And that's what we did last week, and that's what we got to do this week. We got a really good opponent this week. Buffalo is excellent on defense. They're excellent. All the numbers you can look at, all the stats you can find. These guys are playing phenomenal football. It's going to be a really big challenge for us.
One of those guys that seems to have adapted as you've needed to is Toilolo. I don't think we knew he had that kind of vertical element to his route tree. Just how impressive you've been with the way he's stepped up from the receiving aspect of it the last few weeks.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. We've been, we've been glad to see Levine step up and make some plays, and glad to sort of, increase his reps as that continues. That's sort of what we're looking for on offense. Who's going to, make that play with the ball in the air? Could be downfield, could be intermediate, could be underneath. Levine's done a nice job of that. Sometimes the last maybe month or so, Levine's called a 4 or 5 yard pass, and he's turned it into an 11, 12 yard pass. And those things are valuable for our offense, to call a 1st and 10 pass, and the next play is 1st and 10, not 2nd and 7 or 6 or whatever. That's good for us. So he's got to keep coming along, keep that coming. We're looking for all our guys to do that. Levine stepped up. He's got to, keep that going. We're looking for other guys to join him. Ball's going to be up, down the field, intermediate, kind of all over the place throughout the rest of the year. And we're looking for guys that are going to make that play, get open, make the tough catch, all over the field. Yeah, Crosby did a nice job. Crosby's another guy that's been playing multiple roles for us, sort of got thrown into duty there at tackle and held his own. He's a guy that's really steadily. All right, cut that from the tape because I didn't pronounce that word anywhere near the way you're supposed to. He's a really steady-minded guy. He doesn't get too up. He doesn't get too down. Just sort of handles his business. It wasn't perfect. Didn't grade out 100%. Wasn't a perfect game for him. Had a little up here and a down there, but the guy just keeps playing. The guy keeps grinding, and we appreciate that about him. We're gonna, keep him getting better, and if the reps continue to go his way, we look for him to improve along with those reps.
A lot of the guys complained about the quality of the field. I'm just curious if the slick track affected your play calling at all. Did you take that into account?
Yeah, I think when it comes to, I'm going to call it weather. Obviously, we were in a retractable roof dome there, but weather, field, conditions, be it wind, rain, snow, field conditions, those are things that I do need to take into account. Maybe call a play early in the game and we see that, that type of play is not necessarily going to be as good of a call later in the game because of the field conditions, because of some sort of, change direction type thing. So these are things, try to keep an eye on during the game, how our guys are holding up, how their guys are holding up, how everything's holding up. And that'll be, as we get into December in the NFL, that's sort of a big part of the game. You're playing outdoor games in different parks, different footing, different surfaces, different, wind, sun, rain, snow, all that stuff's up. So we're gonna try to adjust. And sometimes that's a thing where a game plays one way in the first half and plays a different way in the second half. So it's a moving target for us. It's something we have to really work at to adjust to give our guys the best chance to win.
So the work play you took out as the game progressed
I would say we just made some adjustments. I would say just, you look out there and sort of both sides of the thing, there were sort of guys maybe not playing with optimal footing, not doing that thing as well as they could or should. So we were just kind of adjusting as we go.
Thanks, guys. How long did you start looking out at the Buffalo weather? I mean, was that the plane ride home on Sunday where you checked the 10-day forecast?
Yeah, we'll say Monday morning. What's today? Tuesday? Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that weather. We're gonna know what's going on over there.